Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you with the most fun commanders to build and play right now. As always, if you're interested in any of the cards I mentioned on this episode, there is a card list link, a handy dandy card list link in the description below. With all that said, let's jump into them. First up, Vilis, Broker of Blood, is so much fun. Such an amazing commander, an 8/8 demon flying for 8 mana in black. Pay a single black mana and 2 life, and target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. But that's not all, because whenever you lose life, draw that many cards, which is insanely cool. Such a cool effect. Again, the balance of the scales, right? Life for cards. When you lose them, you gain them. Of course, you can utilize this ability, to go, hey, all right, let's, maybe make some creatures smaller, maybe take some out, lose some life, draw some cards. That does cost mana, of course, or you can use one of my favorite Magic cards of all time. Such a simple and perfect card, Mischievous Poltergeist. A 1/1 that is flying for 3 mana that simply says, hey, pay 1 life, regenerate me. Meaning that this is a life loss card that you can continuously use whenever you need to. So essentially, with this commander, it is, well, all of a sudden, okay, let's just lose a life. Okay, let's draw a card. Let's lose life, draw a card. Like Necropotence, kind of. Basically, build your own Necropotence with this commander. And, of course, there are plenty of, life swap cards if you need them, life gain cards in black if you need them, or just, hey, Psychosis Crawler in play. Star for Phyrexian for 5 mana. Power and toughness each equal to the number of cards in your hand. Oh, and by the way, whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses 1 life. An insanely cool effect. Basically, like, hey, you know what? If I have more life than you, and I've got Mischievous Poltergeist in my commander in play, I win, because I will be drawing all the cards I need to drain you all out and win. Yeah, this is such a cool commander, such a fun commander, such a unique commander. The mana value scares some players away, but I'm telling you right now, do not be scared. Build around it right now. Ramp a ton, draw a ton, and dominate your opponents. Xenagos, God of Revels, is such a fun commander. A 6/5 god that is indestructible for 5 mana in Gruul. As long as your Dosha red and green is less than 7, it's not a creature, which is completely fine because, you know what? Well, we've got other creatures. Because at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature control gets haste and gets +X/+X till end of turn, X of that creature's power. This is an insane effect, basically. A great way to be incredibly aggressive. A great way to, out of nowhere, swing with a creature that wasn't there before, and that is doubly as big as it's supposed to be. So, even a simple card like Savage Ventmaw is crazy good. A 4/4 dragon with flying for 6 mana. When it attacks, add red, green, until end of turn you don't lose that mana as steps in phase's end. So basically a way to swing with an 8/8 evasive dragon that you then get the mana back from. So even something that simple is like, oh yeah, I get free mana, I basically just pay for itself, and then on my second main I can play something else. And then, next turn just start getting free mana again and again and again. Or how about something like Galta, which takes advantage, of course, of all the massive creatures, and then you can cast it for just 2 mana. A 12/12 Elder Dinosaur for 12 mana in total, but it costs X less to cast for the total power of creatures you control, and it's got trample. So essentially, very easily, you're going to play this for just 2 mana. It's a 12/12, and you can swing right away with it, doubling up its power to a 24/24. Of course, there's even more ways to double power as well. Xenagos is such a fun commander that can just go, oh yeah, you thought you're safe, you thought you had, the biggest threats on the board. No, I have the biggest threats on the board. They are coming out, and they are swinging right away, taking you out in no time. Such a fun, aggressive commander. Felothar the Steadfast is such a spicy commander, and many players don't know how to unlock its spiciness. A 0/5 human warrior for 4 mana in Abzan. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Creature you control can attack as though they don't have a defender. Oh, by the way, hey, just small thing right here. Pay 3 mana, tap, sacrifice another creature, draw cards, equal to the sacrifice creature's toughness, then discard cards equal to power. It's an insane effect, essentially. And this is kind of just like the not ignored part of this commander, but one that's like, oh yeah, that's the nice part to have. Like, oh cool, all right, I can count on that for some card advantage. Great, oh, good for me. And they, really concentrate on the whole, like, oh yeah, combat damage, and great, defender, yeah, okay, cool, yeah, that makes sense. And I don't disagree that that's a lot of fun. It is, and it's powerful, but The potential of drawing an insane amount of cards based off of toughness. I mean, let's just talk about a card like Tree of Redemption, a 0/13 for 4 mana. Yeah, that's right, a 0/14 for 13 for 4 mana. It's got Defender, tap, exchange your life total with its toughness. Cool. I mean, you can do even more than that, right? I mean, if you literally just swap your life total with it, let's say you're at 30, you go down to 13, and you're like, oh yeah, that's fine, because now I'm going to draw 40 cards. Even if you're not doing that, though, obviously, drawing 13 is insane. And of course, you're in a great color combination for cards like Two Arms, Vitalize type cards that basically untap your entire team. This one especially allows you to draw a card too, which is nice, but being able to go, okay, untap everyone, including, let's say, all the mana dorks I have, and yeah, there's a ton of great mana dorks to utilize with this. I mean, Axebane Guardian, this is one, Overgrown Battlement, a lot of great ones and give you a ton of mana. Oh, and then you can untap your commander, which can tap again. And then you basically just keep generating mana, you keep untapping, you keep playing creatures that, again, are low to the ground, have a ton of toughness that you can sacrifice to draw an insane amount of cards to draw more untap effects. You can basically storm off with Defender toughness craziness. It is such a fun commander, and again, the potential just is unlocked with this one, and players don't even realize it's there. Pick it up, build around it, have some fun. Shroofus Sproutsire is so adorable and so incredibly deadly and so fun. A 1/1 sapling with trample for 3 mana in green. Whenever a sapling you control deals combat to your player, create that many 1/1 green sapling creature tokens. This is the very first, I believe, correct me in the console if I'm wrong on this, very first sapling commander out there. Okay, when I say that, I mean its creature type is actually sapling. It's not a changeling. I understand that technically Morophon's like, oh yeah, that counts. It's like, okay, well, yeah, sure, but like, no, not really. Anyways, this is an amazing one. It is so much fun. Basically, again, whenever this hits, you make that many saplings. Whenever your saplings hit, you make that many saplings. So you basically go tall and wide at the same time. You can do some really fun things with this one. I mean, a card like Raised by Giants, I love this card. Commander creatures you own have base power number is 10/10 or giants of other types. This is a great way to go, okay, my commander, who's a 1/1 with trample now, is always a 10/10. Yeah, I'm going to be getting through and hitting and making it so that all of a sudden, well, I get all the saplings I could ever want. Of course, on a bigger scale, though, here's the thing about your sapling army. Yeah, it's great when, like, let's say you go through and you hit with your saplings, they each make you a 1/1, right? Well, we can actually, make that maybe some exponential growth there by, well, growing the power of our saplings. March the World Ooze, an amazing card. Enchant for 6 mana. Creatures you control have base power down to 6/6 or oozes. Also, hey, opponents cast spell on your turn, or unable to start, I should say. It's a 3/3 you get to, but it's also a 6/6 elephant. Yeah, you're able to go, hey, you know what? All of a sudden, I'm going to be doing, I've got all these little, now ooze saplings, and now they're 6/6s. So all of a sudden, they hit, and for every single one of those saplings that hits, I make a, well, 1/1. Well, 6 1/1s, which are now 6/6s. I make 36 power for one hitting. And then I do it again. And again, you see the exponential growth, the exponential craziness, the insane board states that you can have with this cute, tiny little sapling commander. So much fun. Pick it up. Ketramose, the New Dawn, took a new direction for a commander, a 4/4 god with Menace, Lifelink, Indestructible, all the keywords there, for 3 mana in Orzhov. Can't attack or block unless there are 7 more cards in exile. Okay, I mean, that's fine. It's just, sit around, be indestructible, look cute, whatever you're going to do. Whenever one or more cards are put in exile from graveyards and or the battlefield, exile during your turn, you draw a card, you lose 1 life. Here's the thing with this one. You're like, oh yeah, hey, I'm just going to have, cards miscellaneously exile from the graveyard to battlefield, maybe 1 at a time. Again, if you do all of them, you still get 1, but, just 1 at a time. And all of a sudden, I can turn this into an insanely, indestructible, so it's going to stick around for a long time. An insanely valuable draw engine. I lose a little bit of life, but who cares about life? You're in commander, you got 40, utilize it. So a card like Withered Wretch is incredible. Pay a single mana, exile target card from a graveyard. Yeah, it's crazy good. You just pay 1 mana, and you're like, oh, draw a card, lose life. Yeah, you can just keep doing this again and again and again and again and again. An amazing value engine for you. Or how about a card like Salt Skidder? What's that? Salt Skidder, yeah, an incredibly janky, weird card. 3/4 worm for 4 mana in white. Whenever a creature comes into play, you exile this, then you turn to play under its control at the end of the turn. Basically, a scaredy little worm that's like, oh no, something else is here, I gotta leave. Oh no, something else is here, I gotta leave. And Ketramose is just like, oh yeah, that happens whether your creature's coming into play, whether your opponent's creature's coming into play, and all of a sudden you are drawing a ton of cards off this. Losing a bunch of life, but obviously you're in a color combination thing, gaining you a ton of life as well. It is such a fun commander, gives you so much card advantage. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Scion of the Dragon is one of the spiciest commanders out there, one of the spiciest commanders of all time, a 4/4 dragon avatar flying for 5 mana. In Wooburg, the best color combination in my opinion. Pay 2, search life for a dragon permanent card, put it in your graveyard. If you do, Scion becomes a copy of that card until I've turned, then shelf your library. Basically, a tutor clone in a weird way that also, again, kind of entombs a creature as well, so you can do some really cool reanimation things. It's a crazy, cool, unique commander that can do some incredible things. I mean, of course, Molten Steel Dragon, very infamous with this commander, where it's like, oh yeah, I become this Phyrexian dragon thing that's like, oh yeah, by the way, hey, I'm a 4/4, but you can pay Phyrexian red to give it fire breathing, basically, +1/+0 until end of turn. So you can just keep going, oh yeah, I'll do that again, and again, and again, and again, at the cost of 2 life each time. And basically make your commander into a one-shot KO on anyone very, very quickly and very, very easily. And of course, if you grant it lifelink, double strike, other things as well, obviously, you make that life back, you take people out easier, it's so much fun. Or you can go like really weird with like Mere Entity, which is a changeling, so technically a dragon. By paying X until end of turn, creature control base power of is XX and gain all creature types. Such a fun card that you can build some really weird combinations around the Scion of the Dragon and be able to just make like your little army into a bigger army as well, or use again those weird like tribal synergies that like are like, hey, all the creature types, so all the lord effects. Scion of the Dragon go a lot of different directions. It is such a unique and fun commander and has a lot of fun builds. Eladamri Korvecdal is such an interesting, spicy, and fun commander that is, well, straightforward, but it's not in some ways too. A 3/3 elf warrior for 3 mana, and Grant says you look at the top card of your library anytime. I love seeing that text. Hey, can you make cast creatures at the top of your library? Oh, great. Okay, so the top of my library is a second hand. Oh, and by the way, hey, just a small thing right here. Pay green mana, tap 2 untap creature control, relay card from your hand or the top card of your library. Relay creature card this way, put on the battlefield, activate only during your turn. Yeah, only during your turn, so there is that limitation, but again, hey, what we're going to be doing is basically like Elvish Pipering things into play from either my hand or top of my library very, very easily. You do have to, tap a couple of creatures. That's okay. Obviously, you got a lot of ways to make a bunch of tokens. You got some creatures that may be able to make tokens, like sneak into play like an Avengers Zendikar and have fun from there. Also, though, hey, more even massive things like Worldspine Worm, be able to go like, oh yeah, just out of nowhere, drop a 15/15 super early on in the game, which usually would cost you 11 mana. It's got trample. Oh, and hey, when this dies, you make 3 3/3s with trample, and then this shuffle, so it can, go back on top of your library again. Obviously, you've got tutors that you can utilize for that if you want, or you can utilize cards like Codex Shredder, an artifact for a single mana. Tap target player mills a card. By paying 5, you tap sacrifice and return target card from graveyard to your hand if you need to do that. But yeah, this repeat way to mill yourself is an incredible way to go, okay, I know what the top of my library is. Is it a creature? Nah, it's not. I don't really want that on top. Then okay, let's get rid of that. It helps you get rid of dead cards while also setting the top of your library, the creatures that you need, so you can sneak them into play with this and do some absolutely crazy things. Again, keep in mind, like we talked about earlier, cards like Vitalize and tapping your entire team are amazing with this one. There's also creatures that like ETB and untap your team too. Such a good commander, such a fun one that you can just chuck in a bunch of awesome, amazing creatures and just sneak them into play. What's not to love about that? Selenia Dark Angel, an OG commander, back from 1997, and one of the very first commanders I built on this channel. A 3/3, I promise it's a Phyrexian Angel, just says legend, but it's a Phyrexian Angel. For 5 mana, and Orzhov, it's got flying, it even says Selenia Dark Angel counts as an angel. It's like, cool, alright, Wizards, I'm glad you figured out different ways to like label these things these days, with like creature types and stuff. Anyways, by paying 2 life, return Selenia back to its owner's hand. Again, a commander that if you're a newer player, you might be like, this seems like the most useless thing of all time. Why in the world would I ever want a 3/3 flyer that costs 5 mana? When these days, like, Wizards has, like, okay, 5 mana for a flyer. Oh, yeah, it also has to have trample, and it's an 8/8. Cool, all right. And, yeah, that little, like, bounce effect. Okay, like, sure, it can protect itself, but, like, 2 life. Oh, wow, okay, wow. No. Here's the thing. Losing life is an amazing thing. This lets you set your life total no matter what you're at down to either 1 or 2, depending on if you are an even or odd life. And all of a sudden you're like, okay, why would I want to set my life total? Well, because there's amazing cards out there like Axis of Mortality, which is such a fun card in Gym for 6 mana. Beginning of your upkeep, you may exchange 2 target players' life totals. Hey, and go like, you know what, opponent, I'm at like 1. Okay, oh no, I'm at 1. Oh, you're at 40. Oh, thank you. Let's swap. Okay. Oh no, you're at 1 and I'm at 40. Yay! Or you can get even spicier than that and use a card like Phyrexian Unlife to go down to 0. In Gym for 3 mana, you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. As long as you have 0 less life, all damage is dealt to you and Source of Infect. You just be able to go, okay, I'm at 0. All right, opponent, you're down to 0 now because we swapped life totals. Yeah, again, Selenia Dark Angel again. again, being able to utilize that pay 2 life effect, in response to itself again and again and again, allows you to set that life total down to whatever you want it to be, 1 or 2, again, depending on if you're even or odd, and then go, oh yeah, we're going to swap. Or, of course, there's cards that also go like, hey, let's all go down to the lowest life total, and then you can take everyone out at the same time. It is such a fun commander, such a unique one. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Ygra, Eater of All, is such a spicy commander, such a fun commander. A 6/6 elemental cat for 5 mana. Golgari ward, sacrifice a food. Other creatures are food artifacts that show their types and have pay 2, sacrifice, this permanent, you gain 3 life, tap it, the food thing. Whenever a food is put in a grave from the battlefield, you get 2 counters on Ygra, Eater of All. I mean, this is a commander that is just so incredibly amazing, turning literally all other creatures into food, and artifact food, makes it so that you can utilize some really cool card combinations. I mean, a card like Fade from History now becomes basically a one-sided board wipe for you. Each player who controls an artifact or enchantment creates a 2/2 bear. Cool. Oh, you get some bears. Then destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Okay, so you make a bear, which is now also a food, which now is also destroyed. Yay! Yeah, you basically go, hey, everyone's got these artifact creatures now, and I'm destroying all of them. I've got the only creature on the board now with Ygra. Oh, and by the way, it's absolutely massive because I get 2 counters for every single creature that's got taken out. And all of a sudden, it is easily a one-shot KO, swinging at anyone to take them out. Of course, cards like Viridian Revel are amazing as well. Enchantment for 3 mana. Artifact is put in an opponent's grave from the battlefield. You may draw a card. Yeah, this becomes, hey, whenever opponent's creatures die, which is very easy for you to do now, obviously, you got any ways to take out artifacts. Yeah, you just go, okay, I draw a card. Every single time your creatures hit the graveyard, all of a sudden I'm drawing the most insane amount of cards in the world. Ygra, Eater of All is such a cool commander, such a spicy commander, one that is so incredibly unique and fun to build around. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Finally, Nezahal Primal Tide. Nezi, I love you! A 7/7 Elder Dinosaur that can't be countered. Costs 7 mana and blue and has so much text on it. Here we go. You've got no mix of hand size. When an opponent casts a non-creature spell, draw a card. Discard 3 cards. Exile, return to the battlefield. Tap to control, begin extend step. Basically, this does everything. This actually was the very first episode on this channel, my deck tech around Nezahal, and I love this deck. It is one that essentially players just do not expect, all right? Nezahal is just like, oh yeah, it's like a really cool card, like in the 99 of a deck, like, oh yeah, cool, sneak this creature into play, draw a bunch of cards, ha ha ha. But as a commander, it doesn't get enough play because, players like, it's like, I guess a 7/7, like, what am I going to do with it? I don't know, draw me cards. It is incredible. It is the most insane card draw engine for you, and it is impossible to take out. Because if your opponents do try to take it out, you're like, okay, I blink it. Okay, cool. All right, you cast something like, try to take it out like a Sword Splasher to draw a card off of that as well. All right, awesome. Good for me. I've got no max hand size. I can just hold all these cards, and all of a sudden, you're never dealing with it. And of course, it being a 7/7 makes it a 3-shot KO on anyone, but of course you can speed things up with that one. I mean, a card like Imperial Plate's a great way to do that. +1/+1 for each card in your hand. Again, you're going to have a massive hand, an insanely massive hand. Basically, any kind of a way to just get like +4/+4 or more, and then double strike is insane with this commander, or just Imperial Plate. It's just maybe even a 1-shot KO with it too. And of course, plenty of ways to give it evasion or, bounce your opponent's things in blue. But yeah, Dragon Wings, I love weird, janky combinations like this. I believe this is the first golden pig, actually, for this channel on this commander itself. By cycling it away, you draw a card. It goes in your graveyard. Oh, and then, hey, if a creature converted mana cost 6 or more comes into play, you can bring this back from your graveyard to play, enchanting that creature. So you can just go, oh yeah, Nezi, hey, you came into play because I blinked you or whatever. Cool. All right, you're coming back into play with this. You've got flying now. This is just permanent flying for your commander. It is such a fun commander, such a unique commander, one that just does all the things. Again, protect itself, can't be countered, maximum hand size, draws you all the cards in the world, and then protects itself by blinking too. It is so much fun and such an unexpected commander. Have fun, pick it up, build around it, and check out that first episode on this channel. And with that, this episode is come to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.